Father Marshall Shelley here, St. Peter's Episcopal Church. I am actually not on Main Street today, which is just that way. I'm on DeVoe, which is the other street that borders our property, on a side of the church that you see often when you're driving past, but you don't often see when you're here on campus, because we're accustomed to coming in through the Main Street entrance, and this side of the church isn't as visible. But it has a part to play in today's video. I want to talk a little bit about the mission and ministry of St. Peter's, but in a broader context of what it is we do in our community. And I apologize again for having the loud traffic noise, but hopefully the directional mic is compensating for some of that. So the reason I'm here and I'm sitting in the bed of a pickup truck is this truck actually is something that Laura and I obtained recently. We, at the end of the isolation of the pandemic, made a decision to let go of our old station wagon. We'd had it for over 20 years, and we had put some serious miles and some heavy use into it, mostly in the last few years using it to haul things from the garden center back to our house, hauling tools and things for work days at the church, etc. So we made the decision, and by my wife's guidance, she's the wise one in the family, to look for a pickup truck, a used one, and we found this one for a good price. I will say in the few weeks that we've had it, I've already put it to good pastoral use. I've been able to use it to haul water for refreshment for our volunteers on community supper nights when it's been really hot. I was able to use it to also haul a piece of furniture for a parishioner of ours who bought it from the thrift shop, and as well I've been able to carry an air conditioner to a family whose main house air conditioner broke, and we were able to loan them one. So I'm learning that, you know, when you have a pickup truck, there's an awful lot you can do to render assistance to people in need. I'm also very aware and humbled by the fact that when we're given the opportunity and the tools to lend assistance, it is the very thing that gladdens the heart of God and unites us one to another, that we should be able to live in mutual service. So I want to talk a little bit about that. But the other thing, and the reason I'm on this side of the property, is I'm going to do something in a little bit in this heat of the day that is essential to the life and ministry of St. Peter's. I'm about to tuck in a former parishioner of ours, a guy named Chris, who passed away recently, and we just celebrated his committal. And we're very mindful of the fact that when we do bring someone home and tuck them beneath the soil here at St. Peter's, that we do so mindfully and in a timely way. So behind me on the hillside you'll see a shovel, and you can probably just barely see the hole that I'm about to fill. But the other thing, as I look past this camera, I'm mindful of, particularly on the DeVoe side of our lot, is to be aware of when you're given something, to use it for good. When you drive by this property, you see a brick wall that bounds the property, but in reality the property that we had back in the day extended beyond that. Actually, it occupied half of what is DeVoe Avenue right now, and that half from the middle of the road back to that wall were actually small tenancies. These were little bits of land that the church leased to people who couldn't afford land in town, who couldn't afford to be on a road so they could ply a trade or offer wares or figure out a way to generate money and have income in their lives. And so the church was actually able to prefer that to folks. It was a real blessing. And if you look back at some of the oldest maps we have drawn of the property, not only do you see the churchyard laid out where we would bury people, but you also see these little hash marks where these tenancies were. And this brings me to the word of the week, which is help. Help is one of those words that we often offer up as we cry for assistance, but we also have to remember that it is an act of service when we render it, when we render help, when we render aid. And St. Peter's has been doing that for over 265 years. We've been doing that for the last decade of my ministry, and we've really been defined by that. I was speaking to my warden today, and she said that when people ask her what it means for her to be a member of St. Peter's, she has one word for them, and that is service. So as we gather for worship service, as we gather to render help to those in need, as we gather to celebrate and welcome people to the life of Christ, remember that that willingness we have to render service to each other is a hallmark of our walk in faith and life. And it's worth every drop of sweat, every tear, every blister, every sore muscle as we seek to render aid to those who are in need of assistance. I want to invite you to take part in that. We have a tent sale coming up this weekend. That is on Saturday and Sunday, July 10th and 11th. You're welcome to come by and shop. You're welcome to come by and help. We're always ready for more volunteer assistance. And as well as the weeks unfold in the summer, we'll be presenting other ways that you can render your own assistance and help. You don't have to have a pickup truck to lend a hand, but it certainly helps. So I bid you peace and grace this day. I hope you are staying cool. Please check on your neighbors and make sure they are safe and well. And in all things, know that you are beloved of God, and we are happy to welcome you home to St. Peter's. So stay cool, stay well, take care, and God bless. Bye-bye.